Earlier today, a Bibb County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment against Kenya Jermaine Brown for alleged crimes against two Bibb County deputies on June 19, 2014. Before detailing the contents of that indictment, I need to make clear that the indictment against him is a mere allegation and is no proof of his guilt, and that the presumption of innocence remains in his favor unless and until he is proven guilty in a court of law. The indictment alleges that Mr. Brown committed 2 counts of felony obstruction of a law enforcement officer for assaulting deputies Patrick Robinson and Angela Inslee and resisting arrest by pushing, wrestling, and attempting to strike them. Additionally, the indictment further alleges that Mr. Brown committed the offenses of escape after he had been placed in custody and giving false name to law enforcement officer for his attempt to mislead the deputies as to his true identity. Finally, the indictment alleges related violations of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act based upon his membership in the East Macon Mafia Street Gang at the time that he is alleged to have committed these acts. Based upon my review of the evidence in this case and the report submitted by the GBI, no charges will be filed against the deputies for their use of force in subduing Mr. Brown. In particular, no charges will be filed against Deputy Robinson for the discharge of his weapon in subduing Mr. Brown, as the evidence supports his reasonable belief that Mr. Brown endangered Deputy Robinson's safety at the time that he shot him. According to the evidence contained in the GBI report, Brown ignored instructions to surrender and fought with Bibb County Sheriff deputies, who then had to tase Brown to get him into custody. Even after being tased, Brown continued to struggle and was able to overpower the deputies and escape. During this struggle, Brown was able to overcome advanced unarmed submission techniques and fled the scene, running. Deputy Robinson followed and fired a warning shot in the air. Deputy Robinson eventually caught up to Brown. When he did, Brown made a sudden movement with his hands. At that moment, Deputy Robinson reasonably believed Brown was attempting to take his gun and posed an immediate threat to his safety. Deputy Robinson discharged his firearm a single time, striking Brown in the arm. Brown then submitted to custody, and Deputy Robinson immediately radioed for an ambulance to treat Brown's injury. Based upon all of the evidence collected, no charges will be filed against Deputy Robinson or any other deputy in this incident. With regard to Mr. Brown's conduct, I remind you that the indictment against him is a mere allegation and is no proof of his guilt, and that the presumption of innocence remains in his favor unless and until he is proven guilty in a court of law. I will not be making any further comment about his actions because it is a pending case,